Hello, my name is Blossoms and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. And today I'm bringing you guys my Ganyu team composition video here. I'm just going to be showing you guys some cool Ganyu teams that I came up with that I've been personally enjoying and trying out and recommending them to you guys and trying to come up with the best teams that I possibly can. However, I obviously didn't come up with every team, so if you have a different team in the comments, I would love to see that below. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and pop into these teams. First of all, I think it is extremely important to know the different elemental resonances and elemental reactions in the game to build the best possible team for you. So I'm flashing a couple things here on the screen just so you guys have an idea of what I might be talking about when it comes to resonances or reactions. Alright, so starting off with the first team, we have Ganyu, Xingqiu, Chongyun, and Bennett here. I actually really like this team, mostly because of the fact that you get that super sick cryo resonance there that's going to be increasing your crit rate on enemies affected by cryo or they're frozen, and then you could also capitalize upon that by using the new cryo set that gives you even more crit rate if enemies are frozen with the 4-piece. And Xingqiu is really going to be helping you out there. Ganyu and Chongyun and Xingqiu are just going to make it to where everything stays frozen all the time. And then not only that, you can do huge amounts of burst damage with Bennett on the team as well. He's going to allow you to create some melt reactions that are going to do huge damage, as well as buff the team's attack the whole time. So a lot of the time you're just going to be kind of using Ganyu, Xingqiu, and Chongyun. And then whenever you get your Bennett burst, slam that down, do some melt reactions, have a good time with that. And I actually really enjoy the way this team interacts. And the way it just works is very fun to me. You can also capitalize on the fact that Bennett can help Chongyun do the triple melt reaction there, which is also huge. It's going to be increasing your DPS as well. So I think this is just a very good team overall and really does control the field really well as well, just because of the fact that everything is getting frozen all the time. For the second team here, we have Ganyu, Zhongling, Tartaglia, Bennett, or Qiqi, and I really like this team as well. For my recommended team, I think Zhongling and Bennett's the best. Is going to be giving you the extra 25% attack, and that's just really good. But you could easily go for a different healer like Qiqi and then get that cryo resonance. That's really going to be up to you, especially since you have Tartaglia on the team. You can still capitalize on that 4-piece cryo set, and that could be the way that you want to play. But personally, I like the dual pyro resonance there, and it just allows me to create even more melt reactions. And swapping between Ganyu as a DPS and Tartaglia as a DPS, I think is just really fun, and Zhongling pairs amazingly well with Ganyu. If you have Zhongling's Q up and you have her kitted out for a little bit of energy recharge, and you constantly have Ganyu's Q up, then you're just going to be doing constant melts. It's really fun to watch, and things just kind of get annihilated, especially when you throw Tartaglia in the mix, who's going to be freezing, melting, vaporizing, all those things. It just gets a little chaotic, and I really love it. Moving on to Team 3 here, we have Ganyu, Razor or Keqing, Fischl or Xinyan, and Xingqiu. Now this team's pretty unique, and I really like the way it works. So for the most part, you're going to be focusing on physical damage because of the superconduct reaction that you can proc with Ganyu and the different electro characters, and that's going to be something you're capitalizing. You could build a physical Razor or a physical Keqing, or you could even build a physical Fischl if you want. That's also why I put in the Xinyan as an option as well, because if you have a physical Razor or a Keqing, then you could augment their physical damage with Xinyan's shield at Ascension 4. But I think the dual electro resonance is better because of the fact that the dual electro resonance, whenever you do an electro reaction, creates an extra elemental orb, and that just increases your energy generation by a significant amount. So you're always going to be having your burst, and that's going to help out a ton, especially for your cryo application, and just the extra damage with Xingqiu will also be huge from that extra energy generation. And then Xingqiu is mostly here to provide healing, damage resistance, and to also provide an alternative electro reaction from superconduct, just to make sure you're constantly getting those reactions. That way you can constantly get that energy. Moving on to Team 4 here, we have Ganyu, Albedo, Zhongling, and Noelle, and I actually use this team on my own volition quite often because I really like the way Albedo and Noelle interact, and they're only going to get better in 1.3 with the new Geo Elemental Resonance buff. They're going to be much more insane, and this team is just going to be even stronger than it is already. but the kind of concept of this team is to just be trying to constantly create melt reactions with Xiangling and Ganyu, and then augmenting your elemental mastery with Albedo, and then having the heal of Noelle, but also be capitalizing her damage by having the dual Geo buff there, which is only going to get better, as I said, once 1.3 rolls around. This is a rock solid team, pun intended, and I really like how consistent it is. Noelle constantly providing shields, Albedo creating that huge circle of effect that matches Ganyu's, by the way, which is really fun if you have Albedo's E down and they need to throw Ganyu's Q. Things are going to be constantly getting hit with the Geo damage and the Cryo damage, and I think it's really fun, especially once you start throwing all of their ults like Xiangling and Albedo and Ganyu. They're just going to be getting all that constant damage in like a big circle, and it's pretty darn fun to me. We're moving on to our free-to-play team here, which is going to be Ganyu, Kaya, Barbara, and Xiangling. I actually really like this team, again, for the Cryo Resonance, as I think that's underrated. The free crit rate is actually insane, and if you have Kaya and Ganyu on the team, then you're going to be getting constant Cryo application, and it's not going to be that hard. And then I put Barbara here because of the fact that, yes, you can also capitalize on the 4-piece Cryo set, and that could be extremely strong. And then the last one here, I put Xiangling mostly because the melt reaction is very strong. However, I do want to say Lisa is also a good option here, especially if you're building your Kaya as your main DPS and you're going for like a fizz damage build with him. Then you're definitely going to want to use somebody like Lisa over Xiangling to get that super conduct reaction, as that's going to help your team out a bit more than this one currently does. But this team is still really strong on its own, and I'm kind of going to leave that one up to you guys, as you can actually kind of go a lot of interesting routes with these teams. And I just really think you can kind of not lose with Ganyu, as she's just such a great unit. Now, before we go ahead and go to the outro, there is one more team I wanted to talk about, but I don't have one of the units, so I couldn't really recommend it, nor do I think it's necessarily the best team in the first place. I just thought it would be kind of funny, and that team would be Mona, Ganyu, Amber, and then literally anybody else, as I think it would just kind of be hilarious to throw 3 different taunts down and use their abilities together and just kind of see how that turned out. Obviously, I don't have Mona, so I haven't been able to try that out myself, but it sounds like it could be hilarious. And if you have those 3 units, let me know if that meme team is fun for you. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be it for the video today. I really do love Ganyu, and I'm going to try and incorporate her in a Xiao team whenever he comes out next week, and I'm super excited to do that, and I hope you guys stay tuned for that. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment below with your different teams, as I definitely like to see those in the comment section. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. My name's Blossoms, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.